it's me again. So the first video is already uploaded, which makes me very happy because it only took a little bit of time, maybe like, I don't know, 10 minutes, a little bit less. But yeah, I'm back in business. Look at this guy, he thinks he's cool. Alright, so where I left off last, we were doing quests, and one of the quests was crab fishing, and it's where we gotta kill some of these crabs up in here. But before we get into the quest talk, I didn't really give much background information on the whole game, which I'll do right now for you guys. So, like I said earlier in the first video, you got the Horde and the Alliance, and the Alliance are the good guys, Horde's the bad guys, obviously. And Hordes are, in my opinion, they're the coolest guys because they're monsters, dude. Like, who doesn't want to be a monster? If you don't want to be a monster, then you're crazy, bruh. But it's alright. It's alright. It's your opinion, you know. But as I'm saying, right? So it's a Garrosh. It's Garrosh Hellscream is the Horde master, and I don't really know much about the Alliance because I only play Horde. But well, he's just an orc. He's a warrior. He lives in Orgrimmar. Well, he stays in Orgrimmar. Orgrimmar's it's one of the few main capitals in the game for Horde, and it's where most people are because I don't really know why, but you know, life. And so he lives in there, and he's surrounded by other war chiefs such as well, not really war chiefs, more so like just advocates with him that pretend to be war chiefs. I don't know how else to explain it, because there's another war chief that's the Blood Elf war chief, and he's in Silvermoon City, which is also another capital. It's not really one that people really go to because it's underpopulated, and it's just Blood Elves are kind of annoying. And I personally like Blood Elves. I think their chicks are freaking hot, and I don't know, if I ever want to play a chick, it'd be a Blood Elf because they're freaking hot. Then you have the Undead, which is Sylvanas, which in my first video I ever made of World of Warcraft was the person I was working for, and she's the Undead Banshee Queen, and she used to work for the Lich King, and the Lich King's some gone crazy person that just doesn't know what he's doing. Well, he does, but he took over like he corrupted people's minds and turned them into Death Knights and turned them against their own people and their own kind, and he kind of started a race of his own. And in the end, he obviously died because, you know, the heroes of World of Warcraft are here to save the day, like always. But as I was saying, so like I said, I don't know much about the Alliance because I honestly never play them. I know they have Stormwind and they have Ironforge and Darnassus and Exodore, which are all Alliance places, but I don't really know who their war chiefs are or, you know, all that fun stuff because I don't play Alliance. I don't know, I'm not that kind of person. But beside that fact, they're a good faction. I mean, they're fun to play, but when it comes to dungeons, no, they're retarded. No offense to you alley players. Like, don't get me wrong, in heart I love them, but I prefer Horde over anything else, especially when it comes to dungeons. But when it comes to battle games, it's straight up Horde, or straight up Alliance, because they know exactly what they're doing all the time for some reason, and I don't know, they're just like naturally good at that stuff, and it just bugs me. But anyway, so I don't know much more. I mean, the Alliance and Horde have been at war for several years, and the past expansions have changed the storyline so much, and in some ways good, and in some ways bad. Because I can tell you right now, I really didn't like Cataclysm. Like, the animations and stuff were all good and all, and I liked how you had to go kill Deathwing and he totally tore apart everything, but the thing that I hated the most about it is you don't have to work for anything anymore, and it's like, it kind of takes all the adventure out. Like, back in Vanilla, which is the original World of Warcraft, and Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, I think Wrath, maybe before Wrath, but what happened was, in order to get inside dungeons, which are instances that help you level faster, freaking you had to find your own group and you had to walk there. Whereas now you could just queue up and find a group and then it teleports you there and teleports you out, and it just bugs me because it's much easier as it is for that, and I can assure you that people like that more if they're the lazy type. I personally like it, but I would much rather prefer the adventure type because I'm adventurous, and that's how I play games, for the adventure and the storyline. But so you capture Swiftclaw, so I gotta capture Swiftclaw. But I don't know. Oh, what was that? Oh, that's Swiftclaw. Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying. I'd ask you guys what I was saying, but I don't think you know what I. Well, I know you know, but I mean, like, you can't really tell me. Anyway, so yeah, those are the war chiefs, and when Burning Crusade came out, it dropped a boss, or I don't really know how to explain him other than a boss. His name's Illidan, and he kind of carried out all the Burning Legion and the Burning Crusade. And during that patch, or during that expansion set, they came up with 2 new races, the Blood Elves and the Draenei, which, like I said earlier, no one really likes. I mean, tons of people like to play Blood Elves, but they just, in my opinion, they look gay. No offense to you Blood Elf players, but I don't know, their fairy twist just annoys me. Anyway, Draenei, they're fun. I like the Draenei because they're just aliens, and it's cool. I like aliens. Not like the stupid, retarded aliens, like big heads and green body kind of things, but more like, actually I'm gonna sell stuff first. More like the aliens that are like from another planet and still look half human. Yeah, and I don't know, they're fun to play. I like them personally. Like I said, I don't play Alliance, so I wouldn't prefer to play them over anything, but you know, that's okay. If I were to go to Alliance, it would either be human or Draenei, most likely. Maybe if I'm feeling good, I'll go Night Elves or I don't know. I have a dwarf. I don't really play him because I don't know. I just don't play him. It's good and all, but that expansion, lots of people just loved, and I was one of those people that just loved it. But when Wrath of the Lich King came out, that's my expansion set right there. Like, that came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. Like, nothing will ever take this away from me. But and I know that sounds weird because I'm kind of a nerd and all, but that's alright. As long as I'm okay with myself. I don't know. But, as I was saying, Wrath of the Lich King was my expansion. Like, that's what really brought me close to the game. No More Mercy. Let's see. Kill 12 Spite Stell Naga, and place 8 Territorial Fetishes and Swags. Okay. Anyways, I was saying, that's when the Lich King came in play, and the Death Knights, which is just a new class. Everyone could be, except for I think 1 person, 2 people. I think. Nope, just 1 person. That's the Panda Bears. I loved that expansion set so much. I mean, they didn't take any adventure out. Everything was still fun, and I just really like the color blue. And that's pretty much what they are. And they were so overpowered when that expansion set came out. It was so unreal. There was so many Death Knights, and it just got so annoying at the same time that it was amazing. Besides that fact, I didn't really like the next expansion set, which was Cataclysm, because they took, at that point is when they lost most of their people because they took all the adventure out. this is when Blizzard lost most of their capital, is when they took all the adventure out, because that's what most people played this game for, was the adventure. And I understand that they had to do something new and different from normal, because they probably would have lost more people not doing it rather than doing it, because it just got boring really fast. But after Cataclysm, like I said earlier, I liked how they did the environment, how it was more of a, like, the environment actually reacted to things, and how Deathwing went around and like blew a bunch of crap up, and he was like super epic. But it's just like, it didn't really make me mad, it just made me really bored, because like I said, he took all the adventure out, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't really my thing, so I kind of fell away during Cataclysm. And then Mists of Pandaria came out, and I thought honestly that was a joke and it was going to be retarded, because you're playing panda bears, and it's like, really? Like, really? Blizzard's really lost it now. But then I played it, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty freaking sweet. And they came out with the pandas, which it's a dual racial, hyper racial, where at one point in your storyline, you get to choose whether to be Alliance or Horde, instead of it being just a certain faction's race. And so that was pretty cool how you got to choose that, and their whole storyline was really nice. It reminded me of a lot of Kung Fu Panda, like their whole everything Japanese, all that shiz. And then like I said, I liked that, and I liked the class Monk. I really liked the class Monk because it was really powerful, and as a druid you can shapeshift. Okay, so now I got my shapeshift form. That's this thing, I think. Yeah, that's this thing. Okay, so here's my shapeshift form. I'm a freaking cat that does a lot of damage. Holy cow. As I was saying, the pandas, they were good and all, and I really loved the monks. Like, the whole storyline was just really cool. And then they came out with Warlords of Draenor, and once you got to the point of the master level in Panda or Mists of Pandaria, you were kind of like, this game's kind of boring now, because you're like max everything and you can just one-shot everyone, and it's just ridiculous. And then so Blizzard's like, hey, let's fix that, and so they came out with Cataclysm, which or not Cataclysm, Warlords of Draenor, which it boosts you to 90 to 100 and raise the level cap and new dungeons and all that, like all expansion sets too. But this one was different, like really different in so many ways. You can now have a garrison, which is like your personal town, and you build it up and all that. And when that came out, people were like, oh, this is pretty awesome, like I can make my own base and party it out here and invite my friends and all that fun stuff. And so you would do that and it'd just be awesome. And the gear you got made everyone that was really good kind of not so much as bad, but kind of balanced things out. And then they started patching everything and making it non-balanced, and kind of ruined like rogues and druids are like way overpowered now, and it's unreal. Like, I promise you, the only way to win a druid or a rogue in a battle is if you get the jump on them first. If not, then you're screwed, and you can't do anything about it, no matter how hard you try. It was something. I wouldn't say I regret it. I don't regret buying it. I would have preferred not to get it. Well, not really, because I actually like it. I just hate, like, back when they took the adventure out, they made this that much worse and made you that much more lazy. And I know how people feel about that. Like, I want to be lazy, because that's how most people approach video games, is they want to clear their mind, or they're either really good, they want to clear their mind, or, you know, somewhere of that nature. And oh well, we're at 15 minutes, so I got a piece before my game jacks up. Yeah. So, nice chit chat. We will finish this shiz later. Bye-bye.